Hello everyone, I am Yuti Doshi from One Mantra Mental Health. Welcome to episode 4 of Sunday Stories. Today we have with us a very special guest, Karimar Prieto, and she is going to talk about movement and why it is important for our mental health. So over to you, Karimar.
Hello to you all. My name is Karimar Prieto. Miss Yuti, thank you so much for inviting me to your Sunday interviews. I come from an island called Puerto Rico. It's a Caribbean island, property of the US. So I'm Hispanic and I'm also a US citizen. A little bit about me. I'm in love with dance. I love movement. I love improvisation. And I love how this can affect mental health.
Okay. So what do you do currently? How do you combine dance and therapy?
So right now, currently, I am a intern at this counseling facility called Trijok, Know Your Mind, here in Hiranandani Gardens. I observe and I learn from their mentorships. And as well, I'm a student from ABT, Art-Based Therapy in Nirmala Niketan College called Lighthouse. Yes.
Okay. So, Carrie, I really want to know what has inspired you to take up dance?
So a lot of things have inspired me to take up dance. It all started when I was a little kid. I was influenced by the king of pop back then in the 19s, Michael Jackson. Everybody danced. I tried to dance like him. So my dad used to see me dancing and he saw my passion for dancing. So he enrolled me into a dance academy where I learned ballet and hip hop. And from there, my journey started. I was one of the students that historically made a huge impact into Puerto Rico's history as the first BA in dance ever started in 2014. So I was accepted and admitted into that. Uh, yes. And as well, after that, I transferred to the University of Tampa and I learned brain compatible dance education and how does this help to break traditional environments in the dance classrooms.
Wow. So, when you mentioned brain compatible dance education, what is it exactly?
Yes. So BDCE was created by Green Gilbert, which she is one of the fellow Americans that is really recognized in the National Dance Education Organization in United States. Green Gilbert basically created this brain compatible dance education to perfect the balance between the mind and body. So basically this edition, what it does is that it's created by 8 development stages that we have through our childhood, infancy, to our adulthood. And how do we implement those 8 stages into our warm-ups and into our lesson plans?
Wow. This sounds really something unique and really interesting. And who can do this? Like only adults can do it or only children can do it?
No, actually, it's for all ages. Children, adults, elderly, and even people with disability can do brain compatible dance education. So BDCE is for all.
And how does it, like, what are the benefits? Like, if I want to tell my viewers to, at least try dancing, why should they do movement and why should they dance?
So brain compatible dance education is not dance, it's a movement. And the benefits of it are physical, social, emotional, and intellectual benefits. For physical benefits, everybody knows that dance can help strengthen and strong, uh, healthy bodies, but it also can increase the body awareness, the control, the balance, the coordination, and the release of energy into a positive physical activity. And when it comes to social benefits, BDCE is known to always incorporate duos, trios, and cooperation between your classmates into a group. So basically, what BDCE does is that encourages their students to practice self-discipline, to learn how to cooperate, and learn a universal non-verbal language. And when it comes to emotional benefits, all of us know that movement can help so much. It can increase self-esteem. It can release joy and satisfaction in doing something that you have never thought of doing. Because again, I wanted to repeat that BDCE is not dance, it's movement for all type of communities. And then when it comes to intellectual benefits, it strengthens the ability to listen and follow instructions. It increases the learning other curricular areas even, and develops neural pathways in our brain through movement partnering. So basically, it's like food for our brain.
And I think when you mentioned about emotional benefits, I also feel that people with psychological illnesses like major body image issues or things like that, even eating disorders, or as you said, it will boost self esteem. I think it will also give them a sense that their body is more than what they think it is. So,
Yes, one of my mentors actually in the University of Tampa, Susana Lee Marquand, did this thesis of her MA. And one of her thesis was, how can dance help in eating disorders? So one of my colleagues, older colleague, when I got into UT, she was working already this with Susana Lee Marquand and other three students that suffer from a different type of disorder. And it impacted them in a way that you can see through movement, even through their face gestures, how beneficial it was in not only in the movement of dance, but also outside of it. Those four ladies have come to be so strong, all of them, and they have overcome their disorders just through using BDCE, contemporary, modern, whatever their choice of dance was, and just practicing that self-discipline of the 8 stages, which is actually I wanted to share. It consists out of breath, tactile, core distal, head and tail, upper lower, body side, cross lateral, and vestibular. So all these 8 stages, actually, if we go more in depth later, it has their own beneficial patterns for the brain, for the body, and for that awareness.
okay. So these 8 stages. So for example, if I want to do the program of brain compatible dance education, I have to go through the stages one by one. Is it like that?
Yes, it's actually in the warm up. So basically, when you learn BDCE, usually the teacher tells you, don't explain to your students what is BDCE, just let it flow. We first wake up by breathing, then we wake up by grabbing the brush. We have that sensory tactile. Then maybe we're in the bed and we want to stretch in a big S, and that will be our core distal. So there are natural things in our daily lives that are there in the morning or maybe at night, certain patterns that do those 8 stages as well in our infancy when we were babies.
I think it's all about just moving, basically, right?
Yes. Yes. Movement can be found in even grabbing a cup of water, walking from one couch, and then walking to the stairs. It also be movement because it is considered a choreography actually. You can find certain patterns, certain movements throughout the day and create an alignment of choreography and it will come out beautifully.
Wow, this is so beautiful, Karimar. I also want to throw some light on how people are feeling currently because of the lockdown situation. They feel restricted and there is no movement. That is the majority of us feel. We're stuck at home, you know. So, what do you want to tell about that?
So if I were to continue talking about BDCE, BDCE also teaches non-locomotor and locomotor movements. So non-locomotor movements are movements that you do in your self space, and locomotor movements are movements that you do outside of your self space. So right now, we're used to going outside of our houses into our general space, sharing our general space with a colleague at work or maybe with a friend at the school. But now, because of what has going on in the lockdown, we must be aware of our self space. Sometimes there's people that tend to be uncomfortable with it, and they shouldn't feel uncomfortable with it. If anything, I would suggest for anybody to explore their self space, because even the tiniest movement can change, even the tiniest experience in your self space can change in a very positive and strong effect on you and your environment. So this is the time basically to you to explore that self space and what it means, your self space.
This is really something new for me, and I'm sure for viewers also. Many of us are aware about the dance movement therapy, but brain compatible dance education is something new, and I think it works also very differently.
Yes, definitely. And I just wanted to say, brains compatible dance education, it is not known for a therapy. It is known for one self-discipline. So it's something that you can have in the studio, something that you can have in the yoga class, or like my friend Isabella, she has it in her workout routines, which are very much uh,
Helpful.
extensive,
Mhm.
and it's very different. So it can be applied in every type of environment. Yes, definitely.
So this might not be a therapy, but definitely using brain compatible dance movement is always therapeutic, and it will always help you.
Yes, definitely.
Right?
So it would be basically for us, for the viewers to define if they ever want to buy the Green Gilbert book, for them to explore it, for them to see whether this will help me therapeutically. Is it going to help me my body awareness? Is it going to help me to align my thoughts? So it's very beneficial. Like I said, it's a food for the brain. So you decide in what ways should impacted you. For me, in instance, it impacted me through my aspiration of learning more about therapy and dance and psychology and also myself even.
So there are so many benefits of this particular movement and what you call as brain compatible dance education. I hope our viewers enjoyed this episode, and Terry, this was really informative. Thank you so much for joining me for today's episode.
Thank you.
So here we come to an end of today's episode. Thank you all for watching and being with us.